have the right to do. The President of the United States, you'll get him out of bed, you'll wake him up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right. You'll say, come on down to the office, let's sign a bill. If he signs a bill that the border is closed, all he has to do is say it to the Border Patrol, who are phenomenal. If they do that, the border
Hey, America First warriors. In the 2024 debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, we saw some fiery exchanges on major issues like immigration, the economy, and January 6th. But here's the thing. While Trump defended his policies, there's a clear need for him to go harder on some of these issues, just like Nick Fuentes is pushing for in Groyper War II. Today, we'll explore how this debate highlights the need for Trump to return to his more right-wing roots, and why Nick's calls for change are more crucial than ever. During the debate, Trump called out Kamala Harris for her failures on immigration, but his approach wasn't nearly strong enough. He criticized the open borders and sanctuary cities, yet he stopped short of the full, hardline America First policies that won him his base back in 2016. In Groyper War II, Nick Fuentes is leading the charge, demanding that Trump return to his roots by taking a firm, no-compromise stance on immigration, rather than the moderate tone he's been drifting toward under the influence of his campaign managers. In Groyper War II, immigration is a core battleground. Nick and the Groypers know that without a strict policy to end illegal immigration and control the borders, the demographic and cultural future of America is at risk. This is where Trump's performance in the debate fell flat. He focused on the failures of the Democrats, but didn't propose anything as bold or radical as he once did. Nick's vision, which includes defunding sanctuary cities, building the wall, and implementing a strong deportation policy, is what's needed now more than ever. The Michigan operation, a key part of Groyper War II, specifically targets Republican events to push Trump to be more right-wing on immigration. The Groypers are out in force, using Trump's own 2016 words to show how far he has strayed. It's clear from the debate that Trump needs to listen to this pressure and get back to the message that once made him an unstoppable force in American politics. Trump's hesitance in the debate to take on immigration full force is a sign that Susie Wiles and Chris Lachavita, his campaign managers, are steering him toward a softer approach.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
But Nick Fuentes knows that going softer on immigration will lose the base. And that's why Groyper War II is demanding a return to form. Without it, the border crisis will continue, and Trump will be seen as another moderate voice rather than the hard-hitting leader he once was. If Trump had the guts to lean into Nick's America First immigration stance during the debate, he would have exposed Kamala Harris's weak policies even further. Instead, his more restrained approach allowed Harris to avoid taking any real damage. Nick and the Groypers see this and are determined to make sure that Trump doesn't make this mistake again as the election moves forward. Kamala Harris came at Trump hard on January 6th, tying him directly to the Capitol events and calling him out for inciting violence.
Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
Trump, on the other hand, deflected responsibility, saying it was the fault of Nancy Pelosi and others for not securing the Capitol properly. But his defense lacked the punch it needed. If Trump had embraced the Groyper War II message, he could have dismantled Harris's argument by emphasizing the political persecution of January 6th protesters, a core issue Nick Fuentes has been vocal about from the start. Groyper War II has highlighted how the January 6th protesters have been treated unfairly by the justice system, and Nick has been adamant that Trump should do more to defend these patriots. The debate was a perfect opportunity for Trump to take a stand and go after the political weaponization of the justice system, but instead, he let Harris control the narrative. If Trump adopted Nick's no-nonsense approach, he would have flipped the script on Harris and exposed the left's hypocrisy on law and order. The January 6th issue has become a defining moment for Groyper War II. The Groypers, under Nick's leadership, are fighting to ensure that the true patriots of that day aren't forgotten. By calling out the double standards and political prosecutions, Nick has made it clear that Trump needs to do more than just deflect. He needs to fight back harder. The debate showed that while Trump wants to move on from January 6th, Nick and the GROYPER'S see it as a rallying cry for justice and accountability. This moment in the debate was a missed opportunity for Trump to align himself with the America First movement and show that he's still willing to fight for the people who stood by him. Instead, his moderate stance only gave Kamala Harris more ammunition. Groyper War II, and the Michigan operation specifically, aims to hold Trump accountable for this and make sure he doesn't lose the base over his soft handling of this issue. If Trump had followed Nick's advice, he would have shown strength and resilience, refusing to let the left define January 6th as an insurrection. Instead, by staying moderate, Trump let Harris dictate the narrative, which is exactly what Nick Fuentes and the GROYPER'S are trying to prevent as Groyper War II continues to push for a more aggressive, right-wing strategy.
She believed 3 years ago.
Foreign policy was another major topic in the debate, with Kamala Harris attacking Trump for his relationships with foreign leaders and his handling of global conflicts. Trump defended his approach by highlighting his peace deals, but here again, his response lacked the hardline America First rhetoric that made him popular in 2016.
President, I believe that Israel will not exist within 2 years from now, and I've been pretty good at predictions, and I hope I'm wrong about that one.
Nick Fuentes, through Groyper War II, has made it clear that Trump needs to stop playing nice on foreign policy and focus on putting America first, starting with cutting ties with AIPAC and globalist influences. Nick's stance on foreign policy is simple. America should stop sending money and weapons to foreign countries like Israel, and instead focus on its own borders and its people. In the debate, Trump missed an opportunity to embrace this message. He defended his past actions, but didn't push the bold America First vision that Nick is championing in Groyper War II. Had Trump emphasized cutting foreign aid and rejecting globalist entanglements, he would have solidified his base's support while exposing Harris's weak globalist policies. Groyper War II sees Trump's foreign policy as one of the areas where he's drifted too far from his original message. The GROYPER'S, led by Nick, are pushing hard for Trump to get back to a policy that focuses solely on American interests.
Productive conversation about the influence of AIPAC and Israel in politics.
The debate showed that while Trump still defends his past foreign policy moves, he's not going far enough to challenge the globalist status quo. This is exactly why Groyper War II is necessary, to remind Trump of what made him a powerhouse in 2016. Kamala Harris's attacks on Trump's relationships with foreign leaders and his handling of international conflicts could have been easily countered if Trump had taken Nick's approach. Instead, Trump's more moderate response left room for Harris to portray him as out of touch with modern foreign policy. Groyper War II's focus on cutting off foreign entanglements is the solution that Trump needs, but he has yet to fully embrace it. The Michigan operation is crucial in this regard.
Billions of dollars, and it's about the fate of nations and billions of people, and everybody wants to shoot you in the fucking face.
GROYPER'S will be pushing Trump to adopt a stronger stance on foreign policy, rejecting AIPAC's influence and focusing on America First. As Nick Fuentes continues to lead Groyper War II, it's becoming clear that Trump's future success depends on his ability to return to these right-wing principles and fight for America's sovereignty on the global stage.
Not the people that sat fucking home. And thank God that God himself...
The 2024 debate between Trump and Kamala Harris highlighted just how important Groyper War II is to the future of Trump's campaign. While Trump defended his policies, he lacked the strong, America First messaging that Nick Fuentes and the GROYPER'S are demanding. From immigration to January 6th and foreign policy, the debate showed that Trump needs to go harder and embrace the right-wing vision of Groyper War II if he wants to win in 2024.
We want America first, but you are letting us down. You're blowing it. You're blowing it for Trump.
I hope you liked the video, and remember to subscribe. See you around.
And if they don't fix it, I will escalate my tactics in swing states. I will will go to swing states, I will go to the ones where they're in trouble the most, and I will make it worse. And I'll bring the Groypers with me.